tough cover. I thought they were going to be a really good offensive team. And they had just lost in a close game to a guaranteed NCAA tournament team in Valparaiso with a 7'1" center, a 6'10" pro named Peters, who plays the 4 for Valpo. He'll be a second rounder. And they gave him all they want. They gave him all they wanted. You got a chance to see Stan Gerard coach, very up-tempo. Kids played really hard. You saw what Indiana shooters can do in Davidson. That was pretty fun to watch. It was exciting. And we obviously had a ton of breakdowns. It was what we needed to help us get ready because the 4 senior guards and then a shooter like Davidson, pretty effective players. Again, it'll help us get ready. Now the front line we'll see against UAB, Colorado, it'll be much different. But our backcourt got a pretty good challenge. I'm disappointed with the transition defense. I'm disappointed with our pressure defense. Put a lot of pressure on our offense, and when you score 114 points and you miss 18 free throws, it tells you what kind of offensive weapons we have.
Did you guys do anything different against Davidson, or was he just missing shots the final 18 minutes of the game?
You tell me. We tried to not leave him, and maybe the pace of play. He played a lot of minutes, and sometimes that's what happened to jump shooters late. They lose their legs, and I think that was probably a factor. But if he could see it and he had it, he could knock it down. And we were telling guys not to leave, but when you do some team rotations, you're taught to rotate, and you can't help yourself. But we allowed them too much penetration, and with the exception of Horace Spencer, really we don't have a lot of rim protectors. Simeon and Tyler are both terrific offensive players in a lot of ways. Both good rebounders, and they both do some things defensively pretty well. Neither one of them protect the rim well, and that is a problem. And just because I say it's a problem, it's not changed. It's just not changed. Tyler scores 20 points in 18 minutes, but he fouls out. He's got to be able to defend better without fouling.
Bruce, you said you needed to be exposed in this game. Is there things that you can teach to in the upcoming days that you feel good about?
Well, I think our transition defense, when you play against a team that's smaller and the lane looks like the parting of the Red Sea, those guys were able to attack the lane. And when you have Horace back there, and I think our guys actually need to know when Horace is on the floor, when he's not. Because when Horace is on the floor, he will change things at the rim. And so therefore, don't foul that guy, because Horace will clean it up and fill in the backside and rebound the backside because Horace is not going to be there. Tyler and Sim hang out of the backside. Don't rotate. And so therefore, when they're out there on the floor, you better keep your guy in front of you because our backside defenders aren't making plays.
You talk about Canty and what he did. I think at one point he scored 14 of 16 for you in regulation, and then of course what he did at the end there for you.
Well, Kareem obviously, he makes 13 free throws, and yet the last couple of possessions he settled for jump shots and can't do that. He understands that, so it's a great lesson learned. All those shots he took late are great shots early, but not in the last couple possessions. So lesson learned. Because if he goes 13 for 13, he goes 20 for 20. And so Kareem, is offensively, he can really play. And I thought he did a terrific job on their point guard, Barker. Barker was 1 for 9, and Kareem carded him. I did a great job defensively. Kareem, if there would be a player of the game, the fact that Barker had 3 points and Kareem had 24, including for 13, 7 assists, 2 turnovers, Kareem would be the player of the game.
You talked about Horace playing with a lot of confidence for a freshman.
Well, I challenged Sim because if Horace can go 7 for 10, so can Sim from the foul line. And, you know, I am still confident that Sim will shoot. He shot 49% last year, and I believe he can increase that by 20%. I really believe he can. And I really do. And when he had to make him at the end, he did. A lot of it was a focus. Sim played 35 minutes without a turnover. Pretty strong, offensively.
Everybody good?
Well, Bruce, you touched on Horace's just prowess already at shot blocking. Have you ever had a young guy that good, like just coming right out of high school in that area?
No, he's probably the best high school shot blocking athlete player that I've ever recruited. He's going to be really good. He is, as he continues to learn how to play. And he has never played at all on the perimeter. He's never passed the ball. He's just always just running the block, set ball screens, rebound and defend. It's all he's ever been asked to do. And obviously, that's his world's changing. He's a professional forward. He's not a professional center. So we're trying to get him to be a forward. And yet at the same time, you can see why he's out there, because he's a factor, and he really loves to help his teammates.
Thank you, Bruce.